it's actually kind of a funny deal because like Italians who now see people with families label them as Mormons a lot of the time because we're the only families, or the Italians are the only families that are having more than one kid. It actually is a problem. You will find in Italy that there is a huge, vast amount of older people than there is youth and young families. Even worse than that, though, in Italy, it's so accustomed to just live together instead of being married. So a lot of the teaching things we're going to be teaching them to get married. I witnessed so many marriages because they had to get married. There were some people just living together instead, and they just don't like. It mostly has to do with government. The government has pretty much set up laws that if you get married, you lose money. So it makes it hard for people, but it's a sacrifice that is totally worth it. But the church, those families have kids. If you ever see a young family as you go on your mission, you're going to end up just be like cherishing and just almost begging them just to listen to you, just because when you see maybe a pregnant woman or you see two little kids and with a mom or a dad, you're just like, oh my gosh, they're gold. Like automatically you're just giving it everything you got because they're so precious, because they are unfortunately more of a rare thing in Italy than maybe in other places and such. But people end up being more centered, I guess, or they end up being more all of them, and which makes it kind of hard because it makes it harder for them to take in things. So like if you're trying to tell them a message that's going to help their lives, they're just like, well, I've always lived by myself, like it's just me, I don't need you, sort of thing. I can do it. And a lot of them do have that mentality. It does make it harder. Our message is central, like one of the key points is families, and they're not really focusing too much on that, and it's just making it so hard for us to really relate a lot of our joys to what they have, because I guess technically they're convinced they don't need it or they don't want it because of just the culture that's been going on and because of the government and other different things. And so there's outside external influences, unfortunately, that are making it harder for them to know the joys of family. But it's not something impossible, though, because Italy does have a tradition of big families. I mean, you think of, I guess, some funny examples like the mafia. The mafia is all family, or big groups like that. But it's all based around family, knowing families. Businesses in Italy are based and built around the son taking over the father of the business and stuff like that. And it's there. It used to be there, but because of modernization on a couple of things and because of unfortunate decisions on some of the political leaders, it's been difficult for them to really stabilize themselves as what they should be, instead of they're trying to just kind of fit in somewhere because they've had some troubles and some bad decisions and stuff like that. So trying to recuperate, but they're kind of stumbling a little bit as far as like on that aspect. But it's there. The culture has always been that, and it can be. They just have to see it again, and we can help them with that. So.